This garden enclosure has a hidden feature that is incredibly useful. In this video, I'm going to show you how to recreate it. Essentially, this is a container garden that Jasper has set up, and I think he said there are 7-gallon pots that he's using here. We can see with some tomatoes growing in there, it looks like, and these plants are doing really well, and he wanted to protect them from some wildlife getting in there, and essentially created this box that goes around them out here on this deck, and really fantastic. And it looks like you're not able to get inside of it if you look at it at first glance, but this whole thing actually hinges and you can access inside really easily and get complete access, as you can see, thanks to a really simple trick that he incorporated into this. So we'll kind of break down this frame and talk about it. This whole thing is made with 3/4 inch EMT conduit that you can get off the shelf at different hardware and home improvement stores, which, if you're unfamiliar, that is just a steel tubing that is normally used by electricians, but using the maker pipe connector system, which is something that we manufacture in upstate South Carolina, you can turn EMT conduit into all kinds of DIY projects, and there's plenty of ideas you can check out on our website or our YouTube channel. And essentially, it's just a rectangular box, I think using, let's see, we got 90-degree connectors in the back here, which is essentially what we always recommend if you're doing a 3-dimensional box, because it allows you to basically have the vertical piece going all the way through the connector, and then you have these 2 verticals up front here. Because it's made to flip open, this whole front pipe is not there, so he's not using the 90-degree connectors in the front, only in the back. And that just allows this cross piece from one side to the other down here, and then he's also got the pieces going from front to back in the 90-degree connectors there, as you can see. So that's essentially how he made the back side of the frame. But in the front, like I said, to avoid having that cross pipe, he's just using the maker pipe T connector, which just allows you to have that one piece coming in at an angle to make an elbow, and then you have the vertical that's going down to the bottom. And essentially it's just another T connector at the very bottom there. And then actually, no, sorry, not a T connector down there. He actually did use 90-degree connectors at the very bottom of this because he's got this cross pipe, as we can see. So another 90-degree connector down there, as we can see, and then he's got the cross piece in the front going from one side to the other. So essentially it's those 6 90-degree connectors and then the 2 T connectors here, and he just used the T's, like I said, to avoid that front bar. And that's essentially how he put the main rectangular cube together and then secured hardware cloth to that using zip ties. Now, these front panels are made to hinge, and so if we think about this, it's essentially just two-dimensional rectangles that attach together via the hinges. So essentially just using 4 of the maker pipe T connectors that we just talked about, as we can see there, just one in the corner. He's essentially just got a 2-dimensional rectangle, and it's kind of getting messy here, but essentially it's just these 2 horizontal pieces and then these 2 vertical pieces here between the 2 T connectors, and that just creates that rectangle. Then it also looks like he added some cross supports with more T connectors just going down the middle there. And essentially just repeated that whole thing again to make another 2-dimensional rectangle behind it. So essentially it's just 2 of those rectangles, and then those are connected together via the hinges here. So if we go back and look at this photo, we can see that he's using the PVC snap-on aluminum hinges. And we've talked about those on the channel a bunch. I'll link those videos that we've done on those down below if you want to check them out. But essentially they just go around the EMT conduit, and then he's bolted completely through those all the way through the EMT conduit, as we can see there. And those have a piano style hinge in between them, and that just allows the panels to fold. So essentially it just folds up the front panel up and then folds the back panel. It's attached to the very back pipe using those same hinges. And so essentially just allows the top and the front to kind of fold up, and he's got full access to the garden inside. And it's really simple, just using those hinges, he's able to accomplish that. And then we can here we can see close-ups of the metal zip ties he's using to secure the hardware cloth. And so that's how he did that. And here it is all kind of in protection mode. And then we can see it, here it is when he flips everything up. Really simple, not too many connectors and not too complicated, but it gives him full access to the garden inside and still protects his plants. So just a really fantastic idea from Jasper. And so I hope you guys found this useful and can incorporate this design into your garden. If you have any questions, feel free to leave those down below. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.